Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab. Yeah, I got the roosters crowing, doing what I do for you. Oh, we're going to talk philosophical philosophy for a minute. I got a few of them that I'm going to run through. But today we're going to talk about fear, faith, patience, perseverance, and forgiveness. Not one of my strong suits, but we're going to talk about it. Let's go. Radisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself, or better known as self mastery. My mission is that all right thinkers love themselves. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. So you see where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Well, when I'm through, that's what I do for you. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not, that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you, right thinkers. Know thyself and two might not be true. All right, we back in the book. I'm loving this. This is teaching. I'm just giving a lesson and letting it do what it do for you. Let's go. Tune in. I got you. Today we're going to talk about P-Funk philosophy on fear. I always tell you, first was fear, and then faith, and then we're going to wrap it up with patience, perseverance, and forgiveness. Again, not one of my strong suits. I hate my head forgiveness. I just cringe because no, excuse me, but that's just my philosophy. I'm sticking to it. All right, let's get with the fear. I tell you all the time, fear, false evidence appearing real. You create that in yourself, and this is going to prove it out too. Watch, let's go. Fear, on fear. Truth is what protects you from fear. Ignorance leaves you open to be afraid, very afraid. Why? Because you're going to create this false evidence to fear real in your mind. So you're going to be scared, like Jonah told Luke. He said, you scared? He said, no. He said, you will be. All right? Whenever you go into the unknown, there's a certain amount of fear that you got to have. And remember, the first level of survival is fight or flight. So fear is a good thing. Know when to pack up and leave, know when to stand and fight. Back in the day, if I couldn't handle with this, I'm picking up the slack with my feet. I'm running. Moving on. I got that's another part of your defense mechanism. All right, but let's talk about this fear thing. A lot of people got their ideas about fear. This is my teaching lesson. That's what I'm doing right now. Fear is natural. It's a human tendency. Oh, I just told you that. But it is a useful tool. Why? To let you know when you are in danger or how to avoid a potentially dangerous situation. Where I come from, if you want not a strange neighborhood, you got to keep your head on a swivel. See where you at, know you at, check your surroundings so you can make a better decision when all hell breaks loose, if and when it do. And back in my day, it mostly did. When you're out of your own environment, you had to be prepared. That was the way of life. Okay. So, but the fear, the main problem with us ignorant people, we fear one thing, death. That's the biggest bugaboo. Okay, let's talk about that right quick. That was his thing. He was scared to death of dying. I thought that was, kind of productive. You want to live, but you stop living, so you want to die. But now you don't want to die. That's another lesson. Sorry about that. But let's get back to the lesson. But because of our ignorance, we fear death. The fear of death, I told you, is an ignorant concept because you're creating a false evidence appearing real. Yeah, you've seen people die. You've seen bodies. Yeah, that's death. But The spirit, if you got knowledge, understanding, that's death to the physical body. That's going to happen naturally or accidentally or intentionally. But death is just to the physical body, not to the spirit. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And when you're ignorant of that, you're going to fear death. All right? So due to your ignorance, boy, I like this, of the truth, which we are spirit beings having a human experience, we think we're human beings with a spirit. Backwards. Okay. So, but the truth, ignorance of the truth is the root of all our fears. That's what we do to ourselves. Again, we. It translates into what? Fear of what? Loss of one's possessions, stuff, things. He hated that. Okay. Fear of hunger. I've been homeless before. I've been ass out, no money, no means to get none. I just had to deal with it. That's the fear of hunger. Okay. It make you do something. Get off your rusty dusty. And then you got the fear of rejection. That's the insecure people. They want everybody to love them. They want everybody. Man, that's a fear. I don't fear that at all. That's not one of my fears. Never was. And finally, fear of exploring what we call the dark side. Go cut the damn light on. Like going in the room. If you in a room of darkness, what should you do? Look for the damn light switch. But in fear, you panic. In that state of mind, you're not thinking logic and rational. So you give in to your own fears, okay, your own concepts. And what happened? The fear of exploring the dark side of yourself, one's own mind. I want to know everything about me. Ain't no dark side in my mind. Of self-discovery. We call it self-discovery, self-mastery. We call it knowing thyself. It's all the same thing. But the idea, the program, the process that make that happen, that's the same for everybody. So let's talk about this right quick. The expectation, right there, the expectation and the fear of death tortures multitudes mentally. They are mental slaves to their own creation, fear, false evidence appearing real in their mind. And that you can't tell him death is a process. Man, he ain't trying to hear that. Why? That it wasn't his mindset. He wasn't, no, he was living. He wasn't thinking, he wasn't learning. He wasn't trying to do nothing except what? Have fun and do, that way when death comes, he fear what? Not being able to do what he liked to do. They tell you that all the time. That's the human part. Humans are scared to die. Moving on. Spirit beings know why. Why? It's something after that. But if you're ignorant of that, all you know is death. So that's the ignorant part. So the expectations, again, and the fear of death tortures millions who do not know truth or reason and logic, or more importantly, the higher self, them. They don't know them. They think they do while the ego got them believing they know, and they don't know jack. Moving on. So fear, again, how you overcome fear? Good question. Now I can do my job. Fear is overcome through the power of wisdom. How you gain wisdom? Study, learn, and implement what you learn for the experience. Now you have the wisdom. Wisdom comes through experience, and it's gained through learning the teachings, meditating daily on them, and more importantly, applying them in your everyday situations in life. I use my yacht for everything. It's all about my yacht with me. I make better decisions. I make less bad decisions, and I keep myself in what we Mason call due bounds. I circumscribe myself, and this is my property right here. This is where I am. I keep myself under control mentally and spiritually, and that leads to what? Physically also. So as one explores, and you may call right thinking in a cult, hidden following, cult world. Why? Through introspection and daily meditation, one will be able to discover that what is commonly called death. Whoa. We die every time we go to sleep. You go into that state of hibernation, as y'all call it, but it's death. Why? The body don't move for a few hours, so it's in a dead state. When you wake up, the spirit ain't left. The spirit ain't left. It keeps the body functioning. The subconscious runs the body. But death is what? It's called death. But it is not death at all. Well, you just said death. Again, slow down. But just is a different form of consciousness. God is all conscious. He don't lose conscious, okay? which one will what? Which will experience in another part of one's spiritual journey in this life. Your life ain't over because the physical body dies. Did you know that? What are you talking about, Willis? No, the spirit can't die. But the physical body, this is the vehicle to get the spirit to what? Know itself from the physical aspect. This is a lesson. This is the classroom. Human life is the spirit that the spirit have to go through. It's a journey. And when it's over in the physical world, if you did your job by getting enlightened, knowing yourself, you will go back home. You will start this game of reincarnation, what we call human life. We're spirit beings. We are eternal. We need to be one with God. That's where we come from. Idea to get back. And the only way you can do that is self-discovery, self-mastery, whatever you want to call it, knowing thyself. But self-discovery is nothing more than what? Exploration of the realm that usually referred to by the ignorant people as death. Death to the ignorant is the end. Death to the enlightened one is a process that we got to go through to get to the next level. See the difference in mindset? Two different mindsets. I seen people die, like old man, freaking out because death coming. I seen people welcome death. Why? They done with this world. They want to the next one. They want to see the next one's life. I'm done with this. Y'all think this is the only one. That's the ignorant mindset, okay? So the process, again, the real process, the journey, you call it hero's journey. You got to be the hero of your spiritual journey. Why? To save yourself so you can go home and stop the reincarnating cycle. The process of this experience, human experience, and the apprehensiveness at first, but as one gradually becomes used to the experience of what? Lights, sounds, apparitions, living in this physical body and using telepathy. Right there. God is not physical, he's mental. So the only way you can commute with him is telepathically, and that's what you meditate for. That's the purpose of meditating. He told y'all Christians, steal yourself. Let me stop. Focus, concentrate on me, and know that I am God. I am in you. I am with you. Y'all talk all that stuff, but you don't really live it. The purpose of learning knowledge and having knowledge is to implement it, is to use it. And you know that it works. I just gave my a testimony. Because you don't do church. No, I'm a prayer warrior. I'm on a prayer line. I got to prove God. I'm a spiritual philosopher. I got to prove I know God. Why? I experienced it for myself. He made a way when there was no way. We all talk that talk. We all pray. But if you ain't been tuned, if you're not in sync, it's called synchronicity. Living right, doing right. Now you and God become one. Now you, that focus, you the people see you a little different. You walk and talk a little different. Why? Because you can recognize God in you and you showing it. You are living accordingly. It's recognized, trust me. And when you're dealing with God telepathically, I don't need nobody else's approval to know God and worship God and teach others how to know God. I ain't need no damn preacher. I don't need no card. I don't need no seminary. None of that nonsense. I just keep it real. Okay, I got my lessons right here. So that's what I teach right here. These impressions will all become part of one's subconscious. What's your subconscious? The waking, the conscious, unconscious, and the subconscious. 3 states of being. And if your subconscious runs 90% of you, 10% is up to you. That's why they got that 10% concept from the giving time. No, 10% of the brain is what you got to use. The rest of it is an autopilot anyway. Moving on. You don't tell yourself to breathe. You just tell yourself arms to move, mouth to talk, but you control that. That ain't but 10%. People, we don't use 10% of our brain. You use all your brain. You just ain't aware of it. That's all. That's what the subconscious does. You got to get conscious of other things, as well as one conscious mind. Tahuti, Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great. He's great in the physical, the astral, and the casual plane. That means he knows himself. Moving on. The goal is for all us to equally be comfortable with at all levels. Become Hermes Trismegistus. Great, thrice great. Okay? With your experience and your existence to be what? Become one with the universal soul. Sorry about that. But you got to be Connect with God. How you do that? Live right, treat people right, do the things that's pleasing to God, and He'll reward you. And then your job is to what? Hold yourself accountable. That's all you gotta do. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So this process I just tried to explain to you, I live by, will take days, weeks, months, years, and how about this? Sometimes lifetime. So the lessons in life don't stop. I'm gonna be learning until the day I die. Hopefully, teaching also. Why? That's what I do for you. But it works for me also, depending on your own level of what self-discipline. You're only gonna be as good as your discipline will allow you. Some stuff people say, I just can't stop smoking. Why not? I just can't stop having sex. Why not? I just can't. I got to get high. Why? I got to drink. All these things that don't do nothing for you, you can't stop doing them. That's weak and lack of discipline for self. If you can't take care of yourself, you're going to have problems. So, if you have desires, you have love for others and all things, you are materialistic. You are ego-driven, okay? But understanding devoid of patience, and if you're not showing devotion to God, and you earn what we call fearlessness of death. If you are ignorant, you know God, so you're scared of death. Knowing God makes you fearless of the concept of death. That's self-knowledge. One of the best ways to reduce fear, okay, I just told you what to do, is to develop what? Faith. Faith and loyalty, put in the right place, will serve you good. Faith and loyalty to the wrong thing won't benefit you. Let me give you a quick lesson. Let's talk about faith, okay? Faith comes through understanding and gaining what we call indirect knowledge. You got direct knowledge that you have inside you that you just got and you can use, but then you have indirect knowledge. You got to acquire it from outside source, from yourself. That's learning. That's studying I do every day. And when you have indirect knowledge, that means you will be able to develop from listening to the teachings, reflecting on the teachings, and then meditating, and more important, practicing the teachings. That's why I get real adamant. Why? That's what makes it work. That's what makes it work. I gave a testimony to my Christian family, letting them know I know the same God that you worship. I worship the same God. We do a different technique, but the rewards is still the same, something that you needed. I made it to my event last week through the grace of God. Only why? I didn't have no means to make it there. I had no money, no means, no way. God made a way. So I had to give them a little spirit. So they loved it. Why? That's the truth. They said, Brother Wright, speak. Yeah, when I speak, they listen. I respect that. I like that. Okay. But when you're around people who y'all sharing intimate God moments, I let it out. Ain't no problem. But when you have the intellectual understanding about God, damn all that believing. Damn that. You need to be conscious and understanding how God operates in your life. Live, do, and be, and He'll be there. Anything other than that, He ain't. Simple that. Footprints in the sand. You see 2 sets, that means you living doing right. You see 1, you done messed up. Why? He got to carry you. That's why. Okay, that's I love that phrase, footprints in the sand. I thought you were gonna beat me all the time. Yeah, I never left you. I even carry you. That's God. And being a spiritual philosopher, I understand that wholeheartedly. Why? You have to live it and experience it. Now you know for yourself how God operates within you. Well, I got my prayers answered. Okay, but what did you do? That's what you should continue to do, and you get more prayers answered. Why? You got more prayers. You're gonna ask for more stuff. So put yourself in position to receive your blessings. That's all. Live right, do right. It'll happen for you. That's all I can tell you. I'm not a preacher. I ain't trying to say you want to go and do it. No, just live right, do right, and be right by God's concepts. And you know better than anybody else what you're doing right and wrong. Simple. Live it. Do it. Become part of it. Let it become your way of life. And what happened? It transforms you into a intuitional. You will gain intuitional understanding outside of the direct, indirect. Now it combines with the direct intuition knowledge. Now you're even better. You're understanding through what? Daily meditation. You put them all together and you meditate on it. And you will get inside information. Where you getting that information from? God. Yeah, He's there. He's just waiting for you to come. Still yourself. Excuse me. That's the first for you Christians. Y'all don't talk meditation. My pastor said God downloads information. I can understand it. I just call it meditation. You call it download. Same thing. Okay? He communing with God. How about that? I don't give a damn what you call it. If you and God having a conversation and you hold yourself accountable to serve God in that way, it don't make a difference to nobody else. Why? It's between you and God. And they always say that whatever you're doing between you and God. That's right. God is personal. Universal but personal. How about that? All right. But you may not understand your experiences. I hear people, well, I drink this, what that mean? Because y'all got people telling you the dreams are signals, dream are messages. You got to be the interpreter of your dreams. You got to become better. So you may not understand your dreams or your experiences, but you need to know that they point you to the fact that there is something or someone beyond the ordinary state of consciousness that's going on inside you. We call it God. Okay. How you get to him? Sit still yourself and listen and he'll talk to you. You want to talk to him by praying what you want. I'm in there. Man, you don't want to hear that. Okay, here. But what are you doing for him? You got to give before you can receive. So you want to work for God? You got to put that time in. And it ain't in vain. It ain't never going to be wasted. But the fact that you do it, you will get better at that. And that's when life will become fun. Why? Because you'll be comfortable in the waking state. When you go to sleep, you're comfortable. I'm a lucid dreamer. I'm comfortable in my dream state. Okay, I'm familiar. I'm comfortable. And I know who I am. And the deep sleep state, I love that one. Why? That's where I go. That's where I'm gonna go forever. That's the state that I like to go. And why? That's where I'm going. That's where I want to be forever. That's it. Forever is a long time. Okay, understand that. And anytime you get punished by God, it's forever. If you get blessed by God, that's also forever. See where I'm going with that one? Let's wrap it up with patience, perseverance, and not my favorite, forgiveness. I'm not big on forgiving people. Just understand that. So don't get worried. No. I'm just not big on that. Why? It never works out. The people who do us wrong and we forgive them, they're going to do us wrong again. That's why I'm not big on forgiving. Once is enough. I learned my lesson. I still got the broken heart from my first sweetheart that I ain't got over. Ain't no other woman broke my heart. Why? I ain't allowed them to. I didn't let them get there. You get to my heart, you done put some work in. Moving on. So, again, patience, perseverance. When you standing on your faith, when you stand on what you believe in, you got to persevere. Whatever they come your way, whatever it is, good or bad, you got to take the bad with the good. God ain't all good. No, he ain't. Piss him off, okay? Do something on night. You'll find out, okay? Best guy in the world, don't piss him off. Same with me, don't piss me off. Why? I ain't gonna be so nice. I'm nice when you don't piss me off. Doc Banner is nice until you what? Piss him off, make him mad. He coming to the halt. Moving on. So let's talk about this right quick. And this is life lessons. This I'm giving you life lessons. Please understand that. These three ideas are important since the road is long and arduous, and only those who can endure, persevere, will attain the coveted goal of what? Gauging the process of your spiritual discipline. How disciplined are you by doing what's right? Hold yourself accountable? None. Do not judge yourself on the basis of if. Damn the ifs. If you have had a good meditation or if you are able to understand all the teachings that's presented to you, or if you have accepted or acted wrongly. Take the ifs out. They say if was the fifth, we'd all be drunk. If and buts is candy and nuts, we'd be Christians every day. Those are understanding hypotheticals. If is a hypothetical. If you start to say some statement out with if, I ain't really trying to hear that. Okay, that's what I want you to understand. Let's get past the ifs. So there will be ups and downs, adversities in life. Yeah, in your psychological journey, in your spiritual journey, in the physical form. That's called life. It's called adversity. You're going to have them. Most of them that you have is caused by you anyway. So if they bad, take responsibility for it. Just like if they're good, you stick your chest out, you feel good about it. Don't buckle under the bad stuff you do. Be proud of just as bad. I was a proud drug dealer. I was never ashamed of being a drug dealer until I got locked up. But I realized, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, I got to evaluate that. But again, I was all in, moving in. Even when it was wrong. Now that I'm all in good, nothing but benefits. Nothing but benefits. I can tell you that. Bad guys, stop doing the bad stuff, turn over the leaf, and become a good guy. Why? Life will be better for you. Trust me. And sometimes you may stop and wonder, there you go, if you are doing the right thing. People shouldn't be your era of validation for what you're doing the right thing. The blessings you receive should validate you doing the right thing or the wrong thing. See how that work out? And if, like this, if there's again, the way you feel is normal. If at all, judgment is one's progress in on your what we call your spiritual path, and it should be based upon your emotions detachment, your emotional detachment to what worldly objects and things, including people. I'm not attached to nothing, human, physical, at all. Nope. Understand that. Don't question, just understand. Stop trying to figure out what being the opposite of what I'm trying to tell you and heal and say and understand it, and you'll be better for it. Why? I'm just telling you what I know. I'm telling you what it is. I'm not here to debate with you. But when you include detachment for everything, even people, this will allow you now to have experience, for you to experience inner peace. Worrying about somebody else, no, that's not peace. That's agitation. Anything I don't control, I don't worry about. Okay? And your ability to control your own emotions, right there. Anger, in particular. The ego, if it's not happy, it's angry. It's got one, two modes, good or bad, happy or sad. Okay, angry or happy, whatever. But if it's angry, it's going to react. It's going to cause you to react. And you will have to forgive what? Yourself. Okay, I can go with self-forgiveness. When you make a mistake, I can forgive me. I'm not going to forgive you. I'm not going to do something to myself that I can't forgive myself for, first of all. But when you do not perform up to your own personal expectations of yourself, who can you blame? You can't put the blame nowhere, so it's squarely on your shoulders. So emotional detachment is not, and it should not be confused with what? Adopting a non-caring attitude. No, because I don't show my emotion don't mean I don't care. I just got control of my emotion. I'm going to maintain my integrity and my dignity for whatever's going on. I'm not going to freak out emotionally. You ain't going to get that from me. Simple as that. I hated playing sports when guys cry because they lose. Get that nonsense out of here. Moving on. Okay. But in life, when your attitude, that non-caring, nonchalant attitude with alienation of others, when people sense that you don't really care about them, they're going to leave you alone too. They say, he don't give a damn about us. What Michael Jackson said, they don't really care about us. Yeah. People who only got purpose for you, when they can use you, they don't really care about you. They just got way to use you. So understand that. And you are alienating your others or the physical separation from the world. You should do that. Become one. One must try one's best self. One's to perform your duties to what? Perfection. Well, I'm only human. Nobody perfect. No. Performing an act through the diligence and 100% effort. That's perfection. Don't get it twisted. Saying perfect. No, be 100%. No, 100% invested in what you're doing. That's perfection. And while separating yourself from the actions of the world, I don't give a damn what's going on. Could care less. Why? I'm focused on what I'm doing, and nobody cares about me. Why should I care about them? Anybody care about my rescue? Anybody care about how I'm doing? Anybody checking in with me so I'm doing? My phone ain't ringing off the hook. See how I'm doing. So why should I care about others? See, that don't make me selfish. Okay, but physical detachment and dispassion are mental disciplines that you have to master for yourself. Knowing when not to get involved, knowing how to take yourself out of the situation. That's all. That's self-mastery. Every scenario you ain't got to get involved in. Everything you ain't got to. Come on, man. What good would it do for you to give up your possessions, okay, for somebody else, only to be upset later because now you wasn't really ready to do all that, to give it all up? My sister changed religions. She went from Christian to Islam. Now, she says she don't eat pork. Okay, respectfully, but she looks good in her lungs and her Islamic travel that she on now. She looked good before. I ain't got no problem with that, but she looks good at what she's doing. So who am I saying? Sis, I don't know about the Islam stuff. No, if it's working for you, that's what you should be doing. And you don't need other people to validate what you do for yourself. They'll see. Even my mother said, my baby look good. Okay, she ain't with the Muslims. He ain't even know, but she still got the knowledge of what the facts is. She still look good. Moving on. And when you got proof of what you're doing is working, I ain't say I look good, but I feel good. I'm happy in my life situations on a day-to-day basis. So I can say that. And again, watch this. When you give up all the stuff, but you can't believe what you have done, if that's a mistake, if it made in haste, it made out of the wrong reason, yeah, you're going to have to pay the consequences for that action. Again, your decision making going to be dealt with one way or another, be it good or bad. Okay, good decision, you benefit. Bad decision, you're going to suffer. But now you rather develop a feeling of what? I can take it or leave it. I'm not that invested personally in involved in anybody's life that I can't just walk away from. Okay? Or I would be the same with or without you. In a relationship, don't think I need you. No, I need the air that I breathe. I need God. But a mate, a physical, no, I'm not beat for that. Well, don't you? Yeah, but I got my purpose and reason, and I'm gonna go that far as I'm going. That's it. So success or failure only depends on what you and the netters who what control or manipulate you to your advantage. But it is their will. God only wants the best. So if they manipulate you, they're doing it for your benefit. Understand that. That's synchronicity. When God guides you, you're walking in God's favor, whatever y'all want to call it. Okay. But the idea that what? My body is just an instrument of God in my inner self, my true self. Okay, I know God is in me. I know the physical part about me is me, my ego self. But I done gave it the will, what? To serve God, my higher self. So the ego is a servant now to me. Okay? And you should cultivate that idea, that concept, and understand that what? I am a servant of God. And guess what? So is my ego. But it's in now what? Under my tutelage, my control, not its own illusions of running wild and doing. No, it ain't. No. I control this. And further, now you understand that the I am one with the netter or netteru, God and goddesses, in this manner, mentally. Watch this. If the project failed that you involved in or succeed, don't make a difference to you. I just play my role. I just do my part. So now you will now be able to remain as you was before, calm, at peace, and in the control of what? Your emotions. You ain't get emotionally tied up in a bunch of nonsense. And as the observer by your spirit, which is who you really are anyway. I told you the bar is the falcon, bird, but your head needs to be on it. That means you became conscious of who you are. I'm gonna stop right there because I don't know. No. I see the clock. I gotta get this in. You know how I do. So let's go. Stay with me. We're almost there. And now, eventually, with this mindset, through sustained self-effort from you, it will require no thinking. And now you will develop your intuitive strength, your spiritual knowledge, and you will now be able to do what? Maya, truth, justice, and righteousness as a way of living. And now you will begin to act consciously, and you will now be aware of everything that you do and every motivating thought that has come into your mind. You now know which thoughts are righteous and which are not. That means you're controlling this. Now you're in control of the most sophisticated machinery known to man. And it ain't running you, and it don't come with instructions. Just instruct us. I'm trying to help you become your own self. Now, one will learn to tell the difference. That's discernment. That's Anubis. Y'all getting caught up in Anubis. He's the god of death. No. He just makes sure you get a fair deal before you enter that realm of death by judging the soul, see where it deserves to go. It don't run nothing. Moving on. You control all that. One will now see the pettiness. Okay, wait a minute. Tell the difference between the real and the unreal. That's Anubis. That's why he's the judgment of souls. He know which souls are true and which are not. Why? He'll take care of that. Okay, he just tell you where you got to go. One will see the pettiness and the ignorance of war, hate, greed, racism, sexism, attachment to possessions, and attachment to people. People who are variable, changeable, and who at one time may love you and later on may hurt you or hate you. One will now be able to attach yourself to, well, I tell you, show your loyalty to God, who is everything. You my everything. Y'all say that the good talk. I'm gonna stop it right there. Oh, wait a minute. Last one here. Complacency, Complacency, regret, and sorrow are the discouragers from who? Set your ego. Evil. Know what they tell you. Know that ye are God. Know thyself. That's what they telling you. Know thyself. Why? Because self is God. You are God. You need to know that for yourself. I'm trying to help you develop that consciousness by teaching you, and you can learn and do and produce it, manifest for yourself, and you will know God for yourself. Watch this. Know ye are gods with divine destiny. Your destiny is go back home. Y'all call it heaven. Go back to the creator. That's God. Yeah, that's your divine destiny. God is divine. We are divine spirit beings having a human experience to get through here. We got to get to our divine entity, eternity forever. To get there, we got to go through the human experience. And if you don't pass, you reincarnate over and over again until you become conscious. So discourages are but transient distractions, earth, that will lead you away from the path of light and spiritual enlightenment, leading you the wrong way. So what? You can reincarnate. They're using you to just keep powering the machine that they keep telling you about, the soul machine that just keep you out here. Okay, hope you got the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back. We're going to talk about love and joy. I'll be right back. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Read 100 miles a day. So I never know my right thinkers who understand now the three things: fear, faith, and patience, perseverance, and forgiveness. We passed away. Bye-bye.